Why many spiritual teachers, seekers, and leaders confuse instincts and intuition? Both are different. What is the difference between instincts and intuition that can transform your life? What are your true superpowers? How to connect with our true superpowers and raise our consciousness and detect dangers quickly, to see through the deception and lies of this false matrix, to make the right decision, to differentiate between right and wrong things very clearly, to connect with our higher self, to connect with our superpower and live a magical life on earth. Why some people are able to detect disasters, natural disasters that are about to happen few days before it happens or few hours before it happens, and why some can't. If you're interested with this topic, stay tuned till the end of the video. Hi, I am Radhika Lakshmanan. I am a karma transformational guide, and I help people to break their negative karmic patterns, heal their emotional wounds, and connect with their higher self, the supreme power within them. And I teach advanced meditation as well. Let's start. Many spiritual seekers and leaders are confused between instincts and intuition. Hence, they end up misleading others when they teach about intuition. Let's start with instincts first. Instincts arise from our lower chakra, and they are our natural inherent mechanism within our body that help us to adapt and survive in our environment. We cannot control or regulate it. Instincts exist in every living beings, including animals. We are naturally designed to protect ourselves on earth, to survive on earth, and protect ourselves from the potential predators. That's the reason animals are able to detect their predators from a distance, even without seeing them, because they use their instincts. They are connected with their instincts. Animals also able to sense the changes or disasters, natural disasters, or weather, or changes in the weather that are about to happen, even before there are any visible signs. Elephants move to higher ground before tsunami. Before the 2004 Indian Ocean wave tsunami, elephants in some places like Sri Lanka reportedly became agitated and moved inland few hours before the tsunami happened. Dogs bark excessively, try to hide, become anxious, or escape right before or few hours before earthquake and storms. Cats will begin to have unusual behaviors such as hiding, become anxious, agitated just right before any earthquake and storms. Birds fly away to some other land or to some other places just right before or few hours before any types of hurricanes, tornadoes, and tsunamis. Ants build higher mounds and seal their nest just right before heavy rain and flooding. Cows, horses, and goats might become nervous and refuse to enter their shelter before the earthquake and severe weather. All the fishes, they become unusually active and disturbed before earthquake and underwater disturbances. Snakes emerge from their burrows before the earthquake because they sense some changes in the vibration. Animals can sense the air changes, the changes in the air pressure and the vibration. And these are usually connected with the instincts. Meanwhile, intuition operates from our higher chakras, higher consciousness. Intuition is our sixth sense. It goes beyond our five senses. Intuition is the voice of our true self or higher self. Intuition goes beyond our logical or rational faculties. It goes beyond our survival mechanism. Intuition helps us to see through the deceptions of this false matrix. It helps us to see the illusions of this false matrix. Intuition helps us to see the truth that is beyond our limiting beliefs and ideologies. So this is beyond our five senses. So one needs to be deeply aligned with the supreme consciousness, with their true self or higher self, in order to be highly intuitive. Instincts are connected with our five senses, with our body. Intuition is beyond our five senses. Intuitive people who are strongly identified with certain beliefs and ideologies end up filtering the truth and misinterpreting the reality. They end up making false judgment and prediction about certain people and situation. They didn't do proper inner work and emotional healing. They didn't do proper self-awareness work. I have seen very powerful tantric spiritual teachers and occult spiritual teachers who are quite genuine, but end up believing and advocating fake, fraudulent spiritual gurus and religious leaders. They make videos, YouTube videos, supporting and advocating those fake, fraudulent spiritual gurus and religious leaders. They are not even intuitive enough to recognize, to detect these fake spiritual gurus are malicious, frauds, and are not enlightened. What is the point of doing so much of spiritual practices if one do not have a strong, sharp intuition needed to see through the lies, deceptions, and detect these fraudulent people, spiritual gurus and religious leaders? What is the point? Intuition is the basic thing that must be developed in every spiritual seekers. But these people have done so much of occult tantric practices, and yet their intuition are not strong enough to detect these fraudulent gurus, lies and deceptions, because they are strongly identified with certain beliefs and ideologies, and they are filtering their truth. So they're making false judgments and predictions. What is the point of being on a spiritual path if you are unable to see the truth? That defeats the very purpose of spirituality, because spirituality is all about realizing the truth and becoming the embodiment of the truth. The problem is human beings are not connected either with their intuition or their instincts. Hence, that's the reason animals appear to be more advanced than us in certain aspects. In order to connect with our instincts, we need to connect with our five senses, body, and our environment and nature. Meanwhile, in order to connect with our intuition, we need to connect with our feelings, emotions, higher self, and inner stillness. Human beings must connect with both instincts and intuition in order to live a very safe, happy, conscious, and magical life on earth with high self-awareness. We will end up becoming the master of our reality and life. Otherwise, we will end up living a very unhappy, unconscious, and unsafe life that constantly depend on external factors and situation to feel safe and happy. We end up becoming the victims of life circumstances and malicious people. We are too overwhelmed and distracted and mentally and physically drained from digital overload to stay connected with our instincts and intuition. We become numb to our feelings and lose our sensitivity to ourselves and our environment and nature. We become too distracted, okay? We are too distracted to clearly sense our intuition or respond to life with awareness. We do not know the difference between mental chatter or the mind's chatter and our intuition. Those who are connected with both superpowers are highly intuitive. Now imagine that you have these superpowers where you are both instinctive and intuitive, and you're able to detect dangers quickly. You're able to see through the deception, lies very fast. You're able to make the right judgment about people's character. You're able to see through the deception of this false matrix. You are connected to your truth, to your inner truth, and have this high clarity to know what is right and wrong for you. You're able to make the right decisions for yourself. And you're able to make the right decision in life. Imagine you having this superpower where you're able to stop yourself from getting into some disasters, bad relationship, able to detect some changes in the weather, able to detect fake gurus, able to make the right and wrong decision very clearly without any confusion. Just imagine having this superpower. Now, if you are interested to move beyond this unconscious living and to go beyond this false matrix and see through the deceptions of the false matrix and connect to your inner intelligence, this high supreme intelligence, and connect with your superpowers, I am launching a new course that is called as Awakening Spiritual Warriors. Awakening Spiritual Warriors course is an intensive 3 weeks course where I train people to connect with both their instincts and intuition and their superpowers, connect with their higher consciousness, and train them to be very intuitive and instinctive, and to be these true spiritual warriors. I help them to have a very high self-awareness, to become the master of their ego, to become the master of their mind, to differentiate between their thoughts and other people's thoughts, to differentiate between the positive forces and the negative forces that's affecting your mind, to make the right decisions at the right time, to know what is right and wrong very clearly without judgment, to see through the deceptions and lies clearly. So if you're interested with this course, you can email me. The email is on the screen. Okay? So I train people to be these awakened spiritual warriors because our earth is going through this biggest ascension process right now, and we need your help to help Mother Earth and yourself and your family and your generations and your descendants to change the karmic consciousness of humanity. So email me. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me thumbs up. Please share it with others to know the difference between instincts and intuition and their superpowers. They need to know the truth. And let me know in the comment section about your opinion. Are you connected with your instincts, or are you connected with your intuition, or are you connected with both? Thank you.